Yeah, I haven't decided where this video is going to go, but I'll say it starts here with Schlock of God Guy. I watched way over 21 seconds of this video, and it seemed like it was going to go in a really, really funny direction. So, let's see what it really does. Doop, 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 doop. He's still arguing also. Oh, gotta turn it up. Oh, we can ask.
Does non-existence suck balls? And I think the answer is yes, because you don't get to do anything when you're non-existent. And
amazing. Yeah, that's right. You don't get to do anything, but you also don't want to do anything. It's a key ingredient. So it's almost like saying, you know, if you're not hungry, I mean, you are full. You're full. Food isn't going to do you any good, right? You're not going to be like, oh yeah, I want more food, even though I'm full. I mean, it's stupid. And that's the best analogy you come up with for real life. I mean, an analogy that would duplicate in some sense being alive. But I mean, when you're asleep, you're not like, oh yeah, that sucks balls. Being asleep really sucks. It's not your memory of sleeping, is it? Retard?
You know, there are an infinite amount of beings that are never going to exist. And that must suck balls, even though they can't experience the ball suckage. Yeah, it's nice to exist and have a little adventure.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, I just can't wait till you get yours. You know, I hope it starts right in your nutsack and it works its way right up your fucking... right up to that little sick thing you call a brain, Frankie. Got a little Frankenstein haircut there, don't you?
And,
Scottish thing, I guess.
Worth the suffering?
Oh, it is for me. That's going to be your cliche answer, right? So you don't get the idea of imposition. You don't get the idea that if somebody has a counter opinion, they don't like the food you're eating, you really don't have a right to shove it down their throat. So you're just not going to ever get this argument. It's just, you're going to just keep obfuscating and running from the fact of it. And pretending that because you have some notion that you're accomplishing something, that's all that needs to exist. And it doesn't matter how dumb the person is, as long as they can raise their hand and say, give me more heroin, give me more whatever it is they're addicted to, you'll give it to them. I mean, do you give drunks on the street glasses of alcohol? You really are a stupid ass. No.
Yeah? Yeah, non-existent sucks balls.
Yeah, whatever. I don't even know the point. These little cliche, stupid, you know, superficial, time waste videos. Thanks a lot. I really appreciate it. Fucking asshole. Well, I was going to play his other one, but fuck it. Fuck this stupid, trite video makers. Fuck the... You know, just fuck some of this bullshit. I think, you know, this heroin church now is... Well, I'll get to the comment he made here, because this is exactly the fucking problem with these douchebags. It's just such a waste of time. There's lots of, you know, snarkies in here, but I want to get to the part where he basically, yeah, here we go. First time mushroom trips almost always create epiphanies and usually alters a person's psychology. Well, it didn't work for me. And that's what it was. Yeah, well, it's like that Citizen Worm is like that. You know, she was like, she had the most amazing experience, blah, 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 blah. She hugged a tree and she cried on the earth and loved the earth and blah, blah, blah. But really, I mean, really, if there's anybody listening to me and they have any sympathies with this cause or any sympathies with the logic, and really, and you live for your drugs, I mean, that's how you decide what the truth is, and that's how you evaluate the meaning of life. That's how you contextualize the replicating molecule is through your drug-induced psychotic experiences, your recreational experiences. Then just leave me the fuck alone. Just say, hey, Gary, goodbye. It was really, I got no patience for this fucking jackass bullshit. But this makes sense. Okay. Tranquil says, I'm confident Gary would change if he did a nishkia or a good dose of LSD. Maybe even shrooms. Again, see, you're just all, it's all this drug culture bullshit. I mean, I'm so glad that when I was young and we were doing drugs, we did them seriously. You know, we didn't do this little shroomy thing. You know, you people are you're doing it like it's Vogue. It's just Vogue. It's like you got patent leather shoes. You're like, oh, my shoes are all shiny. This is so trivial. You're trivial people. So yeah, go enjoy your drug culture. All right, yeah, it's good recreation. But really, you're gonna sell it as philosophy. You're too fucking stupid for my time. I mean, really too fucking stupid. Ugh, disgusting. Oh, I don't believe in God, but yeah, I believe neurotransmitters and other chemicals inside my brain. That's God. Yeah. Yeah, there's magic secret powers. Yeah. And it's like from the core of the universe, the mushroom grows. Sparkly, sparkly. Color, color. I mean, it's just so stupid. So anyway, let's go back to some of this other crap. So he's basically, Skyzer's, applauding because he's joined their side. It's just so funny. You can hold your own views, still be positive. I'm sure more than anyone you should know. Yeah, I mean, just he uses the word truth in here. It was just so hilarious. Because he's worried about poor little Pink Moon and Samari because they can't handle the truth either, and they don't want to be living in the truth because the truth is hurtful. It's just hilarious. And what the fuck is this shit? I mean, I should play his original video because he seems to be begging me to do it, but I've already made the points. But let me just clarify a couple of things. Because he also makes the point in here about how he's fighting for the right to die. You're not going to get the right to die, asshole. And he uses Washington and the couple of the states that have these laws where just about nobody has ever been able to exercise a right to die with those laws because the laws are so restrictive. So there's no respect for an individual's right to invest in their own judgment. And your very bizarre switch of philosophies here, your inconsistency in your philosophical beliefs, just lend evidence to the opposing side. I mean, it'd be pretty easy if the opposing counsel was watching you, for them to make the argument now, that look how erratic people are. People can't be trusted to make a solid or a coherent decision because they'll switch back and forth all the time, and especially if they're drug addicts. Yeah. I mean, it's just such a joke. It's a sick, pitiful joke, but a joke nonetheless. But even the word, when he used the word nihilism, was just so funny because, he said nihilism. And I mean, I've used nihilism in so many videos. And every one of those videos, I've used the word with raging contempt. I mean, I hate nihilism. It is the antithesis of everything I argue in defense of. It is an evil, sick, disgusting, amoral, debaucherous, fucking ugly philosophy. It is the dumbest, stupidest, most Donald Trumpist fucking philosophy on earth. I mean, there's there's not much else you can call yourself that I would find more revolting than a nihilist. I mean, I'd almost rather you call yourself a pedophile or a rapist than a fucking nihilist. And it's just so funny that he would have an expectation that he could use that word and say, I am now a nihilist, and think that I would have any other reaction besides, God, I hate your little fucking cunt guts then. You selfish, motherfucking useless prick. I don't know how you could think it would change anything. And just because of that now, because there is absolutely there's nothing, I'm not going to sup with the devil. I'm not going to sit down with Hitler and talk about how Jews suck. Fuck you, cunt. You've demonstrated that you are the antithesis of everything I believe in. The foundational philosophy is one of understanding that you are not the center of the universe, and that there is this huge stake called the future. And if you're not working for the future, you're not working for me or with me or in any way in the same direction that I'm moving in. You're a weight. You're something for me to get over or around or through. You're not something for me to join forces with. So, fuck you. I mean, I couldn't, he said something about throwing you under the bus. They're all throwing you. Yeah, I'd like to throw you under a bus. Yeah, nihilist. Yeah, you can't. There's nothing better to throw under buses than nihilist. Yeah, really. I mean, it almost should be in the Constitution. So, what else did he say? But there's such a duplicity to this. I mean, maybe he's just playing a game. He's just a troll on the internet. Like I said, he's done this before. All right, I mean, 6 months ago, year ago, I don't know how long it was. But, yeah, he had this name, Love That Soy, and he played the same game. He was advocating for philosophy, positive comments. He was sort of arguing in the comments section. And then he made a couple of videos that were just obnoxious, like, why don't I kill myself to prove something? Or, just stupid, idiotic videos. And I had my fill of him, and so I hadn't seen him for a while, months, and then all of a sudden he comes back as this new heroin church jackass. And, it's been terribly erratic, deleting his videos, all this emotion, all this bullshit, and in the pretense that he thinks himself intelligent, too intelligent to, get caught up in the bullshit, and it seems like he's totally owned by bullshit. I mean, even the little things. I mean, he starts a video by talking about, well, I saw on The View the other day. And you're like, who the fuck? The View? You're watching The View? What the fuck? I mean, any antinatalist who's watching The View, I mean, you've got to be a little bit whacked. I mean, that's a strange food combination. So whatever. I mean, it's just, but you can just add up all these little things, and you just say, yeah, the writing was sort of on the wall, and I should have known better. So I don't know why some people are even trying to bother with this asshole, but there are a few that are. But this Tranquil is such a little weasel cunt. So number one, he's big on this whole drug culture thing. He's big on the denial of, just fuck the truth. If the truth is unpleasant, just hilarious. How self-righteous Gary is in this video was so expected. You dealt with it extremely well. He doesn't care about suffering. So look at that. He doesn't care about suffering. Now this guy's just made a video declaring himself a nihilist and saying how he will obsess about his own circumstances and will not care about the suffering of anything else. And I'm the one you're going to make this accusation to. I mean, the irony is just, it's like, yeah, it does cause you to laugh. Simply because you care about your own suffering now. Like somehow there was some obstacle to that. I mean, this is such a silly kind of notion anyway. Like the idea that making comments on a few videos and talking about something is too much of a burden. That suffering is just too much work in defense of people like the ones that Jack of Working was trying to help, people with ALS, who are just about to actually suffocate on their own saliva, struggling, to have even a 5-minute period of their life. Cystic fibrosis. I mean, it kills little kids. They choke to death, cough to death, rip their lungs out, basically puke their lungs out. And it's just too much to say a few little words or to do a little work. Amazing. So yeah, I mean, I have to, you just have to wonder who these people are. Simply because you care about your own suffering now, and you are not willing to keep sacrificing your health to swim counter current to the river. Amazing. So this is coming from Tranquil, who's this big Hindu-y kind of guy, right? And the Hindus, number one, established direction, as one of the primary directions, is the truth. That is the highest honor and goal, is the truth for the truth's sake. Not for yourself, not to aggrandize yourself, not for anything for yourself, but the truth comes first. And here's a guy who's basically saying, no, fuck the truth. It might get in your way, of your personal ambitions. I mean, just amazing. If you care and want to change something about others' suffering, which is realistically impossible. Now look at that. It's realistically impossible. So when they ended slavery, they didn't know it was impossible. And when they put an obstacle in the way of drunk driving and saved, now millions of lives, millions of harms to people anyway, they didn't know it was impossible. Jeez. You're good and noble to Gary. You'll have to show me evidence of that. But if you care about your own suffering, you're evil, no matter what you practice. Well, again, this practice word is kind of tricky. Because now he's touting, like, I'm not having children. Like, that's doing something for the cause. And, like, saying that means something. Like, somehow he sacrificed something. Like, he really intended to have children, or he really personally desires to have children. I mean, that's sort of a joke, isn't it? I mean, I'm not wagging around with some kind of banner saying, I didn't have children, like I'm a hero, right? Because even if I thought life kicked ass, I wouldn't have children anyway. Who the fuck needs that fucking hassle? So yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me, even if life wasn't absolutely debaucherous horror, a silly risk equation, an insane risk equation. So, let's see. So, you have been condemned by Inmendum as well. What did you expect? Oh, it's Metalhead. Oh, it's just so funny who he's affiliating himself with now. Did you not realize Inmendum is a nihilist? Isn't this? It's so funny. As the other brother pointed out, but what is this? Existential. I mean, how exactly? Well, I don't know. We can get into it, which can be defined as life has no meaning at all, and that life can never have meaning. Yeah, but that's the same as nihilism. The conclusion is the same. The point is it's a reaction to the conclusion. One reaction is, well, just party hardy then. It's not your problem. Life is just a pointless game. If you seek to apologize for accusing me of having problems psychological, which were unfounded and incorrect, then I would appreciate that. Good luck with life. Avoid drama. Wasn't that interesting? Yes, I do apologize and concede my own madness. Well, that would be good if you just said that in the video. Yeah. I mean, really, you concede your own madness. Well, fine. Go away then. What are you doing philosophy on the internet for then? Crazy fuck. Anyway, there's no point going through all this crap. Okay, yeah, I don't want to make a point, though, on the reincarnation thing, because you did make a big point of that. And again, let's understand the context. In every video I've made where I've used the word reincarnation, I have gone to some lengths to contextualize that word, so nobody could ever misunderstand. I never said, oh yeah, I'll take my personal experiences with me to some other life. Like somehow it's a true reincarnation, that there's a soul or an identity or a knowledge base or something else that's being transferred from me to some other person to be relived again. There was never any room for any doubt on that subject. I never described any kind of phenomenon of reincarnation besides using a familiar word, okay? And unlike these unintelligent people, intelligent people can take words and they can move them into another context and use them in that context as a simile. And that's what I did, that it's very much the same. So obviously if I say there's 7,000 people on Earth right now that are very much like me, right? Does that mean I'm saying they're exactly me? That it's me? That we're feeling each other? That we know each other? That we're telecommunicating with each other? No, I'm not saying anything like that. And so this is all part of the lie here. There's no room for misunderstanding if you watch the videos. There really isn't. If you pay any kind of attention at all, there's no room for misunderstanding. I imply no supernatural reincarnation. I merely argue for the fact that we are not as unique as we like to believe we are. Shee. So anyway. Yeah, douchebag. So anyway, yeah, oh, the cult comment. I gotta find that one. That one's just beautiful. Just beautiful. Maybe it's on this board. No, it's Derived Energies video. Funny comments there too. See a Minim Sculpture video. Yeah, that was really, it's just kind of sad that old Heroin Church had to pull this shit right when I was having my little happy moment. But that's what scumbags do. Let's see, I don't know why you've put Schopenhauer on this video, but actually Schopenhauer has a very interesting piece about the so-called coming back into the world. It's called Immortality. Yeah, whatever. I don't even know why he's doing that either, but I don't know if Schopenhauer would qualify as an explicit nihilist. But whatever. I used to think crazy ideas return to the world after now. That's all bullshit. Keep open mind when studying philosophy. Oh, that's another term I just love, this open mind thing. Like, when do you finally close your mind? I mean, when do you finally draw conclusions and establish something as a truth? I mean, this is just such nonsense. We know what we are. It's a replicating molecule. And all of our psychology is basically just mechanisms that were developed to make us more survivable. So what is all this? What do we need an open mind about? The nihilists have a lot to say, as well as the romantics. Yeah, why don't you say Stoics too? I mean, just the same old bullshit, the phantasmagorical. So let's make up a better truth, because the truth is just too ugly. So it's a nice company you've got yourself with. Let's see, there's some Mari comments. Yeah, I don't know, she was awful nice to him. I don't see any point in being, having any kind of conversation with this nutbag. Let's see. I'm not dissing you. I'm confused why you suddenly say it's impractical. Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. Well, that's exactly it. Suddenly. It's because that's what he believed right from the start. He's just a word mimic. He's just a troll on the internet. That's all he really is. The skies or some more. Look at that. Now, say there's Heroin Church using the word faggot. Interesting. So, I mean, when you're going to overreact to a word in some other context, not used derogatorily towards an individual to demean them, in the sense that not used against somebody who might be personally vulnerable to the word. But there you go. You just put it right there. You spelled it right out, right there in letters. And why would you do that? Why would you give that word mental recognition? Why would you give it exposure like that? It was like even putting it in the title of the videos, and you're just like, well, why are you doing that? I mean, if you're so sensitive about this word, why do you put it in big letters in a title? Seems kind of hard to figure that one out. But whatever, play your games, your duplicitous games. Yeah, sex, drugs, and rock and roll, baby. Yeah, that's Skyzer's really deep philosophy. So where the fuck is it? Where's the cult comment? But it's just so, I mean, the point is that he basically just sit there and called this a cult again. I mean, the same old argument, and it's like, here when he was part of it, he could see how that was an abuse, and now it's a cult. And why is it a cult? Because Gary, who is, one individual, who believes in this philosophy, finds it impossible, just impossible, to accept any kind of connection or association with nihilism. It's the antithesis of everything I believe in. It has absolutely nothing to do with my philosophy. Nihilism is not the conclusion that life sucks. Nihilism is the conclusion that you can somehow still win the game, that there's still some secondary strategy of self-preservation that makes some sort of sense, that there's any honesty or dignity in doing that. It is the most disgusting fucking it's jerking off on somebody's grave. I mean, it's just really gross. Nihilists suck. Like grave text, for example. So anyway, sorry, I really probably shouldn't have done this video because it was a lot less coherent than I intended it to be. So anyway, enough of these morons and idiots. But yeah, I mean, be prepared to be excommunicated from the cult. You're an apostate now. I just don't understand, right? If somebody sits there and, is part of an organization like Mothers Against Drunk Driving, even, I keep using that example, why not? And then they start talking about how, well, why are we getting so upset about these people that are drinking and driving? I mean, why don't we worry about flat tires instead? And let's not even worry about that too much. Let's just, everybody chip in and buy me a new car. I mean, why would we want that asshole as part of the organization? Why would we see any purpose or point in that? We just say, what the fuck are you wasting our time for? Go away, silly person. It's just so funny. I mean, it's not a cult. I don't want fake members. I don't want people who don't believe in the cause to be part of the cause. That doesn't make any fucking sense. So yeah, he's done us the favor of admitting what was sort of indicated in the past. Like I said, you could, Das Spook's video wasn't totally inaccurate. You could see the self-indulgent, self-important, whiny little bitch that was behind this guy. And so it's best to get it over with. It's exposed its vagina now, and we could be done with it. It's skanky cunt. So whatever. Good riddance, asshole. Go play patty cake with Skyzer. He's your intellectual equal now. Yeah, so have fun. You and Skyzer can talk about math. I do math. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I'd love to see that video. So go play under a bus, shithead.